The samurai were warriors of Japan. They were skilled fighters and lived by a strict code of honor. The samurai first appeared around the 8th century. At that time, Japan was ruled by an emperor. However, the emperor's power was weak in some parts of the country. Local lords began to hire private armies to protect their land. These warriors were the first samurai. They were skilled horsemen and swordsmen. They were loyal to their lords and fought bravely in battle. Over time, the samurai became more powerful. They gained land and influence. The samurai played a key role in shaping Japan's history. They helped to unify the country under a single ruler. They also fought in many wars and battles. The samurai were a powerful force in Japanese society for centuries. Their legacy continues to inspire people around the world today. The samurai changed over the centuries. In the Heian period, they were mainly concerned with courtly matters. They served noble families and often acted as their bodyguards. The Heian period saw the rise of famous samurai clans like the Taira and Minamoto. These clans fought for control of Japan in the Genpei War. The Kamakura period marked the beginning of the feudal era in Japan. Minamoto no Yoritomo became the first shogun, a military dictator. The samurai gained more power and influence during this time. They were responsible for maintaining order and stability throughout the country. The Edo period saw the samurai change again. Japan was unified under the Tokugawa shogunate. With peace restored, many samurai transitioned from warriors to administrators and scholars. They helped to govern the country and develop its culture. However, they were still expected to be ready to fight if needed. The samurai lived by a strict code of conduct called Bushido. This code emphasized honor, loyalty, and courage. It also stressed the importance of self-discipline and respect for authority. Samurai were expected to be skilled in both martial arts and literary arts. Bushido taught that a samurai should be prepared to die for his lord or for his honor. This meant living a life of service and self-sacrifice. The Bushido Code had a profound impact on Japanese society. It shaped the values and beliefs of the samurai for centuries. Even today, many people in Japan still admire the samurai's sense of honor and duty. The samurai were involved in many wars and battles throughout Japanese history. One of the most famous was the Mongol invasions of Japan in the 13th century. Kublai Khan, the Mongol leader, sent a vast fleet to conquer Japan. The samurai fought bravely against the invaders and eventually repelled them. During the Sengoku period, Japan was torn apart by civil war. Powerful warlords called daimyo fought for control of the country. Samurai armies clashed in bloody battles. This period saw the rise of famous warlords like Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and Tokugawa Ieyasu. These leaders finally brought peace to Japan and established the Edo period. Section 5. Beyond the Sword. Samurai culture, values, and weapons. Samurai culture was rich and complex. They were not just warriors, they were also expected to be cultured and refined. Samurai studied poetry, calligraphy, and the tea ceremony. They valued honor, loyalty, and self-sacrifice above all else. Samurai were expected to be fearless in battle and to never surrender. The katana was the samurai's primary weapon. It was a curved, single-edged sword, known for its sharpness and strength. They also carried a shorter sword called a wakizashi. Samurai were skilled swordsmen and trained for years to master their weapons. They also used bows and arrows, spears, and naginata, which are pole weapons. A place in society. How Japan viewed its warriors. The samurai held a high position in Japanese society. They were the ruling class and enjoyed many privileges. People respected their courage, discipline, and loyalty. However, not everyone could become a samurai. It was a hereditary class, meaning that you could only be a samurai if you were born into a samurai family. During the Edo period, samurai were no longer needed for war. Many of them became government officials, teachers, or artists. They still held a privileged position in society but had to adapt to a changing world. The common people viewed them with a mix of respect, fear, and admiration. Words of wisdom, famous samurai quotes and figures. Many famous samurai quotes reflect their philosophy and outlook on life. One such quote is, "It is not the sword that cuts, but the mind," attributed to Tsukahara Bokuden, a legendary swordsman. This saying highlights the importance of mental strength and focus in battle. Another famous quote is, "The way of the samurai is found in death," by Yamamoto Tsunetomo, the author of the Hagakure. This quote emphasizes the samurai's willingness to face death without fear. Miyamoto Musashi was a legendary swordsman and strategist who lived during the Edo period. He is considered one of the greatest samurai of all time. Musashi was a master of the two-sword style of fighting and is said to have fought over 60 duels without a single defeat. He wrote the Book of Five Rings, a treatise on strategy, tactics, and philosophy that is still studied today. The twilight of the samurai, the end of an era. The Meiji Restoration in 1868 marked the end of the samurai era. The emperor was restored to power and the feudal system was abolished. The samurai lost their special privileges and were no longer allowed to carry swords in public. Many samurai struggled to adapt to this new era. Some samurai rebelled against the new government, leading to uprisings like the Satsuma Rebellion in 1877. However, these rebellions were ultimately unsuccessful. The samurai class gradually faded away and Japan entered the modern world. A lasting legacy samurai influence on modern Japan. Although the samurai era has long since passed, their legacy continues to influence Japan today. The values of Bushido, such as honor, loyalty, and discipline, are still admired by many Japanese people. Samurai films, TV shows, and books remain popular. The samurai spirit of perseverance and dedication can be seen in many aspects of modern Japanese society, from business to sports. The samurai may be gone, but their impact on Japan's history and culture will never be forgotten.